This week on The Splash, the Keego Harbor Block Party, Household Hazardous Waste Collection, and the 12th Annual Health and Wellness Fair. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash.
Welcome to The Splash. I'm Maddie Muschin. Keego Harbor kicked off the fall season with an evening of fun, food, and music in the park. Reporter Calvin Brown talked to the residents about their night of community fun in Keego Harbor.
Summer has come to a close, but tell that to Keego Harbor Parks and Rec Services. Since the beginning of the pandemic, festivities have been put on hold for almost 2 years. Luckily, that sad streak has finally ended.
The last 2 years have been very difficult with the pandemic. We haven't had a lot of events. Parks and Rec was interested in taking a look to see how we could possibly bring back a community event and start the cycle. And we wanted to see about reinventing what a community event would look like here in Keego Harbor. Rose Sorter Park is perfectly situated for this. There's parking available for it. We have access to facilities and power. So it really lends itself for this, and it's focused in the middle of the city.
Lawn games, loud music, and local store owners all made a showing to support their city. Families were eager to get out and about among their fellow Harborans and celebrate the town that they know and love.
We have so many parks that we don't utilize for events, so we really wanted to kind of see how we could not rebrand them, but utilize them. So it's the first time we've had a band. We've got Slow Foot in the pavilion behind us and Rose Sorter. We have Bueno Tacos, we have Tim's Good Food Grill, and then we got Harold's Italian Ice.
We have a dunk tank with the chief of police was kind enough, Chief Fitzgerald was kind enough to be our donkey.
So who's next? We got two more.
Chief Fitzgerald has been a great sport and is letting us dunk him for to raise funds for Parks and Rec so we can put on additional events like this.
Oh, there it is. Good job.
I think that we will be looking around this same kind of event. We might bring in some more food trucks. Certainly the music has been really great. I'm hopeful that they embrace this and that they come out and get a chance to know their neighbors better and be able to really enjoy themselves and participate. And I think that's what we're looking for, to really instill, it's already here in our community, but to really have people come out and come together and enjoy themselves and get to know their neighbors is really important.
I hope to see you guys at some of our other events. I also want to thank their sponsors. B1 Tavern, we've got Team Keego, and then we have the Highlander Group as well. So we couldn't have done it without them.
Everybody enjoy yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you at other events that we have coming up, and have a great night.
The Keego Harbor Block Party is sure to leave many treasured memories for years to come. Reporting for The Splash, I'm Calvin Brown.
You can find more information at our website at civiccentertv.com/Keego Harbor Block Party. Fall is in full swing, which means households are cleaning up before the cold weather settles in. Township Supervisor Steve Kaplan gives us the nitty-gritty details about the upcoming Household Hazardous Waste event and other events happening in our community. Splash reporter Jake Kustosh has the story.
There's a lot happening here in West Bloomfield, and our Township Supervisor Steve Kaplan is here to break it down for us. Hey Steve, let us know about the Household Hazardous Waste event.
We have revised the format. We think it'll be an improvement for our residents. So the dates. It'll be Saturday, October the 2nd, between 9 and 2, 9 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. This not only applies to West Bloomfield residents, but Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake residents can and will participate in household hazardous waste. What we realized is that traffic would be backed up perhaps all the way from Orchard Lake Road west to the Civic Center campus, and people would not be able to leave their subdivisions or even the church. What we have decided to do then to conquer that problem, or at least partially conquer it, is by not allowing motorists to line up in advance. So as you know, the event begins at 9. Formally, vehicles would begin to line up at 8 and then traffic would be backed up for perhaps 3/4 of a mile. Instead, nobody will be allowed to enter the campus until 9 o'clock or 5 to 9. And that means some motorists will be driving around and perhaps waiting on a side street, but we're hoping to publicize this, and partially thanks to you today, that motorists will know that they should wait until about 10 to 9 to drive to Town Hall.
Now, what items are we allowed to bring?
All encompassing other than shredding, and I'll read some of the items or tell you about some of the items. Paint, stain, gasoline, oil, fertilizers, chemicals, electronics, including computers, light bulbs, batteries, and expired medications.
What if we have documents that we need to dispose of? Can we bring those to this event, or only the upcoming shredding event?
Determined that approximately 50% of the visitors to household hazardous waste were there solely for shredding or mainly for shredding. And therefore, if we separated the shredding date from the regular household hazardous waste date, then it would be handled more rapidly and more efficiently, and our residents would not have to wait as long, and there wouldn't be as much gasoline wasted while motorists are waiting in line.
Thank you for the info, Steve. And reporting for The Splash, I'm Jay Kustash.
For more information, you can visit civiccentertv.com/hazardouswaste2021. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll find out more about the health and wellness businesses in our community.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Let's catch up. Not online or over text. Let's catch up in a place where time isn't measured in minutes, but in moments. Moments made paddling the day away on a crystal blue waterway. Or just sitting around a campfire beneath a canopy of twinkling stars. It's time to make up for lost time. This summer, let's catch up with Pure Michigan.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Maddie Muschin. The 12th Annual Health and Wellness Fair returned this year after being postponed in 2020 due to the pandemic. With health being a primary concern to many members of our community over the past year, the importance of the fair is emphasized. I spoke with a few of the sponsors and other vendors at the Health and Wellness Fair about what their business is doing to help those in our community. The 12th Annual Health and Wellness Fair was back in full swing this year, showcasing local businesses and healthcare professionals. I spoke with some of the vendors and sponsors of the event.
I'm really excited to welcome the community back to our 12th Annual Health and Wellness event. We unfortunately couldn't do it last year, but we're back and we're really excited. We have so many great businesses, organizations that are all willing to serve our community. I think that COVID sort of made everyone take a back seat to their health, and there are things that they neglected during COVID, but they really need to take a good look at their health issues.
I'm an audiologist and owner of Direct Hearing. It's an audiology services and hearing aid dispensing practice in West Bloomfield, and I'm glad to be a sponsor of the West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce Health and Wellness Fair, because hearing health care is so very important. And I offer baseline testing for anyone and everyone because it's so very important to know where your hearing stands at this time.
So I am an injury prevention coordinator at Beaumont Farmington Hills. I was an emergency room nurse. So what we do, we are a level 2 trauma center. So the state requires us to have injury prevention education for the community. Our number 1 traumas in the community are older adult falls, and today actually is National Fall Prevention Day. So we're here to bring some fall prevention education, home safety education to the community.
You know, during COVID, most of our heart healthy habits went away, right? We all gained weight, we stayed inside, we didn't exercise, all of those things. So now we're trying to say, no, we can still do those things even though we're inside or isolated, because we can get out a little bit more, but we can find a way to do it virtually or whatever. So yeah, we've seen an increase in that kind of stuff, plus an increase in stress, right? Stress impacts our heart too. So we have to try to get back to the better ways of coping.
Health Markets is an agency that spans the nation, that is has dedicated agents that are able to help you enroll in new coverage. They are helpful also in providing coverage reviews, putting people into coverage that will help them with their critical illness, accident policies, dental and vision and hearing. And we are a dedicated group of agents that very much like helping everyone understand their health care, because that's extremely important.
As the importance of health and wellness was emphasized over this past year, the 12th Annual Health and Wellness Fair could not have come at a better time. Reporting for The Splash, I'm Maddie Muschin. To find out about events and hours, you can visit civiccentertv.com/health and wellness fair. The fall season is underway, and we sent reporter Tyler Kieft out to ask Greater West Bloomfield about their favorite fall activities.
Ah, the cool breeze, the birds chirping, the pumpkins, spooky season, the leaves. It's fall, Greater West Bloomfield, and I want to know, what are you doing to prepare for the season, and what's your favorite part of the fall?
Fall is when the leaves start changing, the weather gets a little cooler. I don't like anything over 75 degrees, so let's keep the temperature down, get rid of the humidity.
I like the cooler weather, and I like the foods of fall and the colors of fall.
I love to just be out in nature, and the colors in the fall are just so beautiful.
Thanksgiving, because absolutely, I'm thankful for a lot of things. I have a great family, I have a great job, know a lot of great people. God's been good to us, so Thanksgiving is the number one. Halloween's a fun one. You know, Halloween's you get to dress up, eat a little bit too much candy, which I don't need any more of.
I just enjoy the costumes and the kids.
I'm an outdoors person. I love to walk. Now the bugs are just really bad in the woods and stuff.
We go back and enjoy the games from the stands, and my wife and I and my daughters all have made many trips back to the tailgating at the football games. So football tailgates, seeing old friends, and getting to watch good football.
Wow, great answers, Greater West Bloomfield. Here, I'll make you a deal. You keep answering our questions like that, and we'll keep testing the waters. That's cold, but it's definitely water. That's definitely water. Oh, yeah.
For more episodes of Testing the Waters, visit civiccentertv.com's on-demand page. We're going to take a short break, but when we return, I'll talk with Megan Lehman, the Regional Communications Director for the Michigan region of the American Red Cross.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
This holiday season, shopping online doesn't mean you can't shop with small local businesses. Despite the challenges of this moment, many of Southeast Michigan's small businesses have adapted and now have online ordering with options for contactless delivery or curbside pickup for a safe and convenient experience. Supporting local businesses means supporting our neighbors. So let's be neighborly and shop local in Southeast Michigan.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Maddie Muschin. This week, I'm joined by Megan Lehman, the Regional Communications Director for the Michigan region of the American Red Cross. Hi, Megan. How are you today?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. So the COVID pandemic obviously has affected everyone in different ways, a little bit differently. Tell us how the pandemic has affected the American Red Cross.
So the Red Cross has stayed open throughout the pandemic. You know, we are essential. We provide essential services, whether it's disaster response or blood collection. We collect 40% of the nation's blood. So we got to keep collecting blood so it's there for hospitals and patients when they need it. So some of the things we've done is, at blood drives, making sure that they're following CDC guidelines as they change, making sure safety of our employees and blood donors is always, utmost importance. And we've done that on disaster response too. So in shelters, we've kind of had to switch up protocols. There's been a lot of different ways we've pivoted, but we're always making sure we could still be there to provide those essential services.
And you talked a little bit about the blood shortage to me earlier. How can the members of the greater West Bloomfield community help out with that blood shortage?
So we would urge anyone that can donate, that's thinking about donating, to go to redcrossblood.org, and you can find a blood drive that's close to you. You can go to a donor center, or you can go to a blood drive right in your own community. If you have questions about donating, are you eligible to donate? That is all answered on our website, and it's really user friendly.
And for someone who has not donated before or is maybe a little bit tentative to donate, obviously it's an easy process, but there are some things to know before you go to that donation appointment. Will you tell us a little bit about that?
So first thing, we would recommend that you make an appointment. And you can fill out what's called the Fast Pass. So you go in and you get through the intake process a little quicker. There's an intake process. It's a little bit like a doctor's appointment where we're going to ask a few health questions, and you can know what those are ahead of time and even do them at your own home ahead of time. We're going to test your blood for your iron levels. There's a few different things. We just make sure that you're healthy enough on that particular day to donate. So all in all, it takes about an hour of time. We recommend that you have a healthy meal the night before and you get a full night's sleep. You're hydrated. That helps a lot. You go, you show up, an hour it takes, and then you walk out knowing you've made a big difference. So one donation can save up to 3 lives. So it's a pretty easy way to make an impact on the community.
And besides those local blood drives that you guys offer, are there any other events that you have coming up this fall that you would like to share with the community?
So we have a lot of specialty drives, we call them, whether it's, a school that's hosting it or a house of worship. We would recommend looking on our website and our social media to see what's close to you and what kind of resonates with you. And a big one is we have a blood drive at the Big House in Ann Arbor. We also have one at Michigan State. So you can kind of pick and choose which one aligns with your fandom there. So I would recommend looking at our Facebook page, and you'll see all kinds of information about that and what promos we're offering. So both of those blood drives will have t-shirts that go along with them.
And what would you say to someone that is thinking about donating but maybe a little bit nervous if it's their first time?
So like I said, it's a pretty easy process. I understand the fear. You go to the website and check out all the frequently asked questions, and you're going to find that information that maybe you're a little hesitant about there. You'll find the answers there. But really just knowing that 1 hour of time, one donation of blood, you can potentially be saving a life. Really makes a big difference for patients that need blood for treatment, or patients coming into a trauma center that need that life-saving blood.
Thanks so much again for joining us, Megan. Once again, we've been joined by Megan Lehman, the Regional Communications Director for the Michigan region of the American Red Cross. We're going to take one final break, and when we return, we will spotlight someone from right here in our community who is fighting for the rights of the transgender community.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
We may come from different organizations,
but we work together to protect the Huron River for everyone.
Most of the pollution that goes into our rivers is carried by rainwater that flows off of roads, parking lots, and rooftops.
The leaves and bark of a single tree can retain a surprising amount of rainwater. Depending on its size and species, it could be 100 gallons or more.
It is estimated that an urban forest can reduce annual runoff by up to 7%.
Here's one thing that we know can help keep our water clean.
Plant a tree.
Plant a tree.
Plant a tree.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Maddie Muschen. Now it's time for our final segment, Person of the Week. This is where we highlight special people in our community who are inspiring and providing towards others. This week's recipient is Stand With Trans founder and executive director Roz Keith. After her son came out as trans, Roz Keith saw the deficiency in resources for trans youth and decided to organize support groups, reading material, and change the lives of many trans teens, not only in Michigan, but in the greater West Bloomfield area as well. Roz has gone above and beyond to facilitate a progressive, healthy, and accepting environment for trans youth in our community. Stand With Trans will be hosting the second annual Trans Empowerment Month this October virtually, with entertainment, workshops, and peer support for allies alike, and for transgender folks of all ages. Roz's commitment to trans community, as well as her determination and compassionate heart, are why we are naming her our Person of the Week. If you know someone who is making a positive difference, let us know, and message us on social media with any and all suggestions, because we want to congratulate and acknowledge those making a difference in our community. And that's it for this week's show. You can watch new episodes anytime online in HD on civiccentertv.com, Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. on Civic Center TV, on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Civic Center TV and Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Maddie Muschen. Thank you for watching The Splash.